Blackwood Hotel stood isolated at the edge of the valley, nestled deep in the woods, forgotten by time. It had once been a bustling lodge, hosting travelers, vacationers, and hunters, but over the years, the grandeur of its wooden facade had faded. The hotel was left abandoned after a series of tragic events that began in the winter of 1942 when guests mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Since then, whispers of the haunted hotel had grown into legend, yet no one dared to venture near it. A group of friends, determined to uncover the truth, stood before the ominous building. The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it the faint scent of decay and something far more sinister.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Sarah asked, hugging her arms to her chest as she stared up at the imposing structure.
Don't tell me you're scared already. It's just an old hotel. What's the worst that could happen?
Famous last words.
Lauren muttered, adjusting the strap of her backpack. She glanced uneasily at the dark windows, which seemed to watch them, waiting for something. David, the most skeptical of the group, pushed open the heavy front door with a creak. The sound echoed through the emptiness, sending a chill down Sarah's spine.
Come on, guys, there's nothing here but dust and cobwebs. Let's check it out and get this over with.
The group entered the foyer, their footsteps muffled by the thick layer of dust that covered the floor. The air inside was cold and stale, and the flickering beam of Kevin's flashlight revealed the once grand interior, now crumbling with age. A massive chandelier hung overhead, its crystals clinking softly as though stirred by an unseen breeze.
Do you guys feel that?
Feel what?
It's colder in here than it was outside.
That's just your imagination. This place has been empty for decades. Of course, it's cold.
Lauren frowned as she moved toward the old front desk.
Why did people even come here in the first place? This place gives me the creeps.
Apparently, it was a popular spot back in the day, but after that winter, no one ever stayed here again.
Because everyone who stayed disappeared.
Exactly, we're going to be the first ones to stay the night here since then.
There's no such thing as ghosts. People probably just got lost in the woods. Or something. The snowstorms back then were brutal.
As they spoke, Sarah wandered toward the grand staircase that led to the upper floors. The carpet was worn, and the banister creaked under her hand.
I don't know. Guys, it feels like someone's watching us.
Probably just Kevin.
I'm serious.
Sarah insisted. She looked over her shoulder, her heart pounding.
I don't like this place.
Kevin walked up beside her, nudging her playfully.
Relax, Sarah. It's just a building. There's nothing here but...
Before he could finish, a loud crash echoed from upstairs, causing everyone to freeze. They turned in unison, staring at the staircase.
What the hell was that?
Kevin shook his head, trying to laugh it off.
Probably just something falling over. This place is old as hell.
Let's go check it out.
Lauren suggested, already making her way up the stairs.
Wait, what if it's, I don't know, something dangerous?
Like what? A ghost? Come on, we're here to explore, right?
Reluctantly, the others followed her, climbing the creaky steps to the second floor. The hallway stretched out before them, dimly lit by the dying sunlight filtering through the cracked windows. Doors lined both sides, each one closed, each one silent.
Which way did the sound come from?
I think it was from the left.
David said, pointing down the corridor. He took the lead, pushing open the first door he came to. Inside was a decaying bedroom, its once fine furniture now rotting and covered in dust. The bed sagged, its frame rusted, and the curtains hung in tattered shreds.
Nothing here.
David said, turning to the next door. They continued down the hallway, opening each room, finding nothing but the remnants of the hotel's former glory. But as they reached the last door on the left, Sarah stopped short, her breath catching in her throat.
Guys, look.
They followed her gaze to the doorframe. Scratched into the wood just above the doorknob were the words, "Do not entry." The letters were jagged, as if carved in a hurry, and dried streaks of what looked like blood trailed down from them.
What the hell?
That wasn't there before, was it?
How would we know? This is the first time we've been here.
But someone wrote that. Someone tried to warn us.
Kevin stepped forward, his hand on the door handle.
There's only one way to find out.
Wait, don't open it, please.
Come on, Sarah, it's probably just some old prank.
But as he turned the knob and pushed the door open, a cold gust of wind swept through the hallway, extinguishing the flashlight in his hand. The group stood in darkness for a moment before Kevin's flashlight flickered back to life, revealing the room beyond. At least, it seemed empty at first glance, but then Sarah noticed the footprints. Small, barefoot prints in the dust, leading running from the center of the room to the window where they abruptly stopped.
Did someone just walk out of the window?
Impossible!
David said, but even he sounded uncertain. He moved to the window and peered out.
There's no way down. No ladder, no fire escape.
Then where did they go?
Kevin moved to the center of the room, his flashlight beam sweeping over the floor.
Maybe this place is just messing with us. The wind, the cold, it's probably just making us imagine things.
As he spoke, the air around them grew colder, and a faint sound reached their ears. It was soft at first, barely noticeable, but it grew louder, more insistent. It was the sound of children laughing.
What the hell is that?
The laughter echoed through the room, bouncing off the walls, growing louder and more, sinister with every second. And then, without warning, it stopped. The silence that followed was deafening.
I don't like this. We need to get out of here.
Agreed.
But as they turned to leave, the door slammed shut with a force that shook the entire room. They rushed to it, but no matter how hard they pushed or pulled, it wouldn't budge.
We're trapped!
Kevin yelled, banging on the door. The laughter returned, louder now, closer, as if the children were standing right behind them.
Who's there?
David shouted, spinning around, his flashlight flickering wildly. And then they saw it, standing in the corner of the room, half hidden in the shadows, was a figure, small and gaunt, with hollow eyes that glowed faintly in the dark.
Help us, help us.
Stay back!
Lauren screamed, her back pressed against the door, but the child didn't stop, kept coming, its movements jerky and unnatural. And then, as it reached the center of the room, it vanished. For a moment, there was only silence, and then, without warning, the door flew open, crashing against the wall. The group didn't hesitate. They ran, tearing down the hallway and back toward the staircase. But as they reached the top of the stairs, Sarah skidded to a stop, her eyes wide with terror.